they just take it down whole, you know, like raw dog everything, you know. Hey guys, CrimsgreyVR, and today I'll be ranking more furry avatars based on how gay they look. So let's get into it. Now, the first VR chat furry avatar that I'm gonna rank on my tier list of how gay they look is the Aster Dragon. And with the Aster Dragons, the one thing I will say is that they're one of the few like furry avatars that I've seen that isn't like super masculine, but also not like super like female looking. Now, there are those female avatars of the Asters, which they look really good along with the males. And honestly, I don't really know where to put these guys because like they're not exactly the most gayest looking avatar, and I haven't exactly seen cough content that with Asters in it doing sus things. So don't ask me what I'm talking about. I mean, you could ask me what I'm talking about. I take that back. Dude, do ask me. But what I do mean by that is like I have not seen any of them on like X being like super like sus and all that fun stuff. I don't know, maybe I would have to like look it up specifically to find it, but I don't think I want to. Now, with ranking the Asters, I'm gonna say they're not necessarily like gay looking in terms of looks. They, in some ways, with like the people that use them, they are. I'm not sure how exactly to put that, but in terms of how like gay they look in general, I would say they're not exactly like gay looking. They look kind of sus, maybe, but I'm gonna say it's like in between. Actually, no, I'm gonna say it's like straight AF, because like I can't really think of anything specifically to really rant on them with, because like they're like either feminine or male. Either male or female. Like that's pretty basic. Like, I don't know, like peanut butter and jelly. That's the best like analogy that I can think of right now. Now, the next furry avatar that I'm going to talk about and like rank are the Rexes. And if you can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm very excited to talk about these Rexes because, I've seen so much freaking content of Rexes doing things on X, on X for like scientific reasons. I've seen like 90% of all furry stuff on X is like usually involves a Rex. Fight me, bro. Like honestly, it's like either them being like femboys or looking or doing, you know, getting down and gritty with it, you know, and that sort of things. But I would say, yeah, Rexes are like the most sus freaking avatar, because like with the way their avatar looks, it's like either femboy, like femboy, hardcore femboy look, or I don't even know. It's like kind of like tries to look straight, tries to look like not sus at all, but like fails, because like all the clothing that the Rex avatars have is like always some sort of like crop top and then like short shorts, I've noticed, or like some sort of like fishnet or something. It's kind of funny. And then like even with the male avatars that they have, they're all with the Rex avatars, they look very chesty. Like even the male avatars look like they always go and do like chest day and like never core day. Like, I'm sorry, like bruh. And like even with the female avatars, it basically just looks like a male avatar, but if you were to like make a slider so you could make the chesticles like bigger, you know. Like, I'm sorry, straight femboys or like super sus. Now, when it comes to ranking the Rexes, I'm gonna have to put them in straight up gay avatar because oh my word, the amount of stuff I've seen is insane, and like 90% of it is with using a Rex. So I don't know what else. I don't know what else I could really say about that. It seems kind of obvious at that point. So on to the next one. Now, the next furry avatar that I'm going to talk about are the snake avatars. And with these ones, specifically the furry ones, I don't know. It's in terms of like gayness of it, in terms of like what I've seen with the snake avatars, especially when you throw like glasses on them. I don't know what it is about it, but it gives like gay librarian vibe. I don't know. That's like the only thing that I could really think of when thinking about this. And I don't know. I don't know about like any other things, but I mean, with like snakes, you know how like normal snakes eat. They just take it down whole, you know, like raw dog everything, you know. But what I'm getting at is like I don't know, but they're into vor. They're into vor, 100%. They're into the big V, no doubt, because you cannot deny. Because snakes just raw dog everything they predate on. So like I don't see how you make any other argument. Like I mean, if you guys have like any sort of argument, just like put it in the comments, because like honestly, I'm curious to any snake furries that are out there, or snake scalies, yeah, or scalies, shall we say. Now, when it comes to ranking the snake avatars of VR chat, specifically the furry ones, in terms of like their looks, they don't like necessarily look gay in terms of base look, because like at the end of the day, it's just a humanoid snake person. So that by itself isn't exactly like looks gay. But I don't know if you put I don't know why, but my brain is like, if you put glasses on it, it immediately looks kind of gay for some reason. I don't know why, but I think in terms of ranking them, I'm gonna put them in kind of gay. Like that. That's the only thing that I can really think of with these guys. They're kind of gay. Fight me. I mean, I don't know if it's a hot take, but sure. Kind of gay. Now, the next furry avatar that I'm going to talk about are the protogens. And, I feel like you probably will know where I'm going to go towards with the protogens. But the amount of memes I've seen about protogens of, like, discussing their USB size, shall we say. It's not about the size of the USB, it's about how you use it, right? Right. I don't know. Any protogens? Protogens, explain. Well, in terms of protogens, in terms of like looks and like pure looks, they don't really look gay, I guess, necessarily, in terms of like base avatar without like any add-on things. But I feel like with any avatar, as soon as you add like something like thigh highs and like crop tops and like something like that, it just immediately seems like kind of gay, you know, if you know what I mean. And I don't know, the tech bros of the furries don't seem to be like the gayest looking avatars. But in terms of ranking the protogens, I would say they're kind of sus. They're kind of sus, but not like overtly like that's a gay avatar. Like, you know, it's like not obvious. It's something you would have to like analyze in a way, personality wise, with the person that's using it, I guess. Oh boy, this one will be spicy. Now, the next furry avatar that I'm gonna rank are the archers, and specifically the wolves. And the reason why I mentioned them is like I immediately think of them as like gooners for some reason, because they, I don't know, their energy seems very chaotic, and looks wise, a lot of the avatars have some pretty gay outfits, not gonna lie. But I will give them credit because they, out of like most furry avatars I've seen, actually have decent clothing that wouldn't get you like an indecency like warning from like school or something, something like that. Basically, they actually have real clothes, unlike a lot of the other avatars that would pass as like base clothing IRL. So yeah, basically, honest. I mean, it's kind of a hard thing to rank these guys from personal experience, shall we say? Hmm. Archers, yeah, the archers are very sus and like very kind of gooner energy. I don't know how to explain that, to be honest. That's just the first thought that I had when I was thinking about archers for this sort of ranking. So when it comes to ranking the archers, the archer wolves, I'm gonna say they're with ranking them is kind of hard. What looks wise, they don't look overtly like gay, unlike other avatars. They actually look a lot more like straight, similar to the dragon avatars that I was talking about, like the very first one. So I'm gonna say, in terms of these avatars, I'm gonna put them in kind of sus. Yeah, kind of sus. That's like, that seems right. Other than like maybe the Gooner energy, but that's, I don't feel like that's necessarily like gay. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that train of thought, but yeah, I think they're kind of sus. Kind of sus. Now, the next furry avatar that I'm gonna rank are the cats, and specifically a specific kind of cat. I forget exactly what it's called because it's like one of those species that has like a really long name. But in terms of talking about them, the reason I mention cats is because, just like Rex's on X, for research purposes only, for totally no other reason at all, I've seen also those cats. Those cats, that's very specific. I know, very specific. On X, that have been doing things similar to Rex's, but hear me out. It's more on the lines of like, pause, like the beans, with the big beans, shall we say? Yeah, they're more on that line, and they're very into paws. I'm not sure exactly if that's necessarily like gay, but in terms of like how they look, how these avatars look, um, they're they're kind of like the Rexes. They kind of look feminine, no matter where you cut it. Like, in terms of the female and the male versions, it's kind of it's kind of hard to tell because the clothing kind of is like feminine looking, and um the the build of the avatar is kind of sus too, because they have thick thighs, and if you know anything, I don't know if I should say that actually. I think I should tread lightly on this, but thick thighs, save lives. In terms of ranking the cats, I'm gonna say that they are a little too similar to the Rexes, in my opinion, in terms of sus, like sus chaos energy, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So I'm gonna put them in borderline gay, because like they kind of look like a gay avatar, but like I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of on the line, on the line. Not gonna lie, this is the craziest video idea I've ever had so far from from what I've done so far. And I'm not sure how this will go, but here you guys go. This is a fun like tier list video that I've never really thought of doing. And I was honestly kind of nervous of doing, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to tickle the algorithm by liking and subscribing, as well as commenting down below how you would rank these avatars. Other than that, CrimsgreyVR out. Oh.